What's up, everyone?
Boy.
We are starting a video here. This is Arnold T101, and he sabotaged my intro. What's going on, Arnold?
How's it going, my friend? It's not a good video if you don't have something stupid happening the first millisecond.
I literally started the intro right before I start. I'm like, okay, be quiet during this intro. And then he just goes into full Rafiki mode.
I mean, there's just some of those days you gotta just hold up your baby Yoda up in the air and just yell that out to the audience, man. I need a baby Yoda, man. That's what I'm missing in my life right now.
Oh, man. So today, everyone, I've got Arnold here on the channel. Welcome. We're going to be we're over on his channel. We talked about the top 15 characters we want to see in 2019 or 2020. It's 2020. And on this video, we're going to talk about the top 10 game modes that we want added to Galaxy of Heroes this year. Now, Arnold, I think it's safe to say, tell me if I'm wrong, but
you're wrong.
I feel like I'm not wrong. 2019 could have been better in terms of content given to the players. Could have been better.
I mean, Malik event was cool, but in terms of like long-term content, we really only got a recycled territory battle.
Yeah.
And lots of progression that happened. Let's just say this. It's hard to do worse in terms of new content compared to 2019. So my hope is that things can only get better in 2020. And we do know that there's some stuff that they're working on. We know there's a new raid. And I'm hoping this year is going to be a lot more active in Galaxy Heroes. But we have a good, fun wish list that we want to add for a lot of good stuff that could happen for this
10
game.
items. 10 items here. So
10.
CG, if you're listening, if you just added one of these, even just one would make things better than 2019. So I say,
just one thing.
Let's go for 2 to 3, and then we'll have a great year.
Let's do it. Let's just do it. Or else we just got to keep wailing harder, man. $1 billion is not enough for new content.
It's not enough. All right.
Not enough.
So, starting with number 1, we're thinking, what if we add a sandbox mode to Galaxy of Heroes? We have got so many characters in here. Yeah. I mean, how many characters do we got, and how many places do we have to use them? Like, I'm playing Marvel Strike Force right now. I'm at the very beginning of that game. Check out my channel, Marvel Strike Force, by the way, if you haven't already. Link down below in the description. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
You guys, I can play hours on Marvel Strike Force with like 20 characters that I've unlocked so far there. I've got every character unlocked here except for Ki-Adi Mundi, General Skywalker, and I guess I haven't activated Sith Trooper yet. Sue me. You know, I should not be running out of stuff to do in this game.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, with Marvel Strike Force, one of the coolest things they have about it is that they have all these game modes. They have like their territory wars, they have their raids and stuff like that. But the great thing is they give certain characters get special bonuses for each of these game modes. So you don't see like Darth Revan in every single game mode. Things like Agent Coulson will get special bonuses in, let's say, territory wars. So, but they're not going to be as good in other game modes. Finding ways to make all your characters be useful in every game mode, not having to be PvP #1 dominant, would be kind of a fun thing. Let's say if you use General Kenobi in territory battles, he gets a plus 50,000 health, kind of like the bonuses they already kind of do for the special heroes in there. But Sandbox Mode has been an ongoing battle for Galaxy Heroes. Community would ask, the developers would shut it down, but they seem to be opening up to the idea with the more recent Q&As, and it seems like they want to make some sort of Sandbox Mode happen. I'm thinking the reason why Sandbox Mode...
Make Sandbox Mode happen in 2020.
I do not hate Sandbox Mode.
I love it. All right, number 2 on our list is an improved version of Galactic War. This tab right here is worthless. It's like garbage. Like, what are we doing here?
Man, I mindlessly just sim it. Like, I don't even remember. Like, I don't even pay attention to what game mode I just walked into. Yeah, you just walk in, you sim, and you walk. I forget there's a Galactic War in this game. And at one point, it was very tedious, especially way back when. But then eventually the sim came in, and you don't use this anymore. I would like to use this more often for knocking out challenges and stuff like that, or just some. It's just a game mode. You can't do much with it.
If we can't get a sandbox mode, you could convert Galactic War into some kind of sandbox mode where maybe it draws from your Grand Arena opponent, so you have practice, like legitimate places to practice in this game. Or maybe you can tell each node what you want to face so that you have something to do, or you can sim it. You know, if you want to sim it, great. But if you want to practice, this is a place you can practice. You've got 12 nodes of practice every day.
Yeah, like have you cycle through maybe some variants of the top 10 or 20 teams in Galaxy Heroes, like throw in a random shot clone team, throw in a random Kenobi team of some sort, throw in a General Skywalker, and if you can't beat it, sim it, you can get through the rest of it. So you're not, because the problem people had back then was Galactic War, you couldn't sim it. If you get stuck, you just have a bad taste in your mouth. You're missing out on a couple of crystals. So you can find a balance of both worlds to try to get a variety of practice. Because that was the greatest thing about Galactic War, is that you saw arena teams in there, and it was good practice to have without losing crystals. It was where you practice.
Like, there's nowhere to practice. Right now, if I want to get more familiar with facing bugs. The only way for me to figure that out is to have an arena opponent put that in his arena, sacrifice his own crystals and attempts, and maybe fall a little bit in arena so that I can practice on that. There should be more places to practice, especially because there's so much complication to Grand Arena nowadays. It's getting so much more complicated.
The practice you have is you lose your Grand Arena trying to test something out.
That's it. Now, kind of piggybacking off of this, this is so if we're looking at Galactic War, I think a way that you could improve it as well is to make this an endless horde, or have a new game mode as a whole that is endless horde. How do you feel about that?
So here's an idea that I have. You know, we have those the bounty hunter / Imperial Trooper missions where you just kind of go through waves of rebels and stuff like that to get some shards or whatever. It'd be cool to have like an endless wave mode. Let's say you have your Rogue One and it just endless waves of stormtroopers coming at you on Scarif. How long can you hold off the Imperial might or something of that sort? Or, you know, same thing, have maybe you have Empire trying to mow through all these rebels on I don't know, maybe the ship that Vader enters in episode 6 or something like that. It'd be cool to see something of that sort, and that could be somehow maybe integrated into Galactic War. Just fun little challenges, and maybe some rewards are tied if you hit certain thresholds for how many waves you completed. I don't know.
Yeah, so what I love about that is that it gives you the opportunity to use your whole roster, and maybe just certain factions, and just go in and see how far you can get. It's something to do. Like, I just can't tell you how many times I've come into Galaxy of Heroes and I'm just like, there's nothing to do here. I got nothing to do.
Yeah, developers said they feel that too in one of their Q&As, that they feel it themselves, there's not much to do in the game. And when I play other games like Marvel Strike Force, I played games like Raid Shadow Legends, I've also played games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I could sit there for hours if I wanted to play. Yeah, I'm a card player. I love playing cards. The Star Wars Destiny, Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, non-stop live PvP, non-stop PvE. There's just endless stuff to do in those types of games. And I wish Galaxy of Heroes had that. I would love to stream for like 12 hours straight. Just Galaxy of Heroes. There's nothing to stream really for that. Like more than an hour.
Right. All right, moving on to the next one. Something we really like about Marvel Strike Force is Blitz, which is a game mode that is very similar to tournaments of old for Galaxy of Heroes, but done a bit differently. And I don't think hacking is as big of an issue over there. How do you feel about adding a Blitz mode to Galaxy of Heroes?
So I understand the two sides of the coin, because at one point I was a student, full-time student. I had a full-time job when I was going to law school, and it was hard being fully invested into grinding through tournaments. So it was a game mode that rewarded not so much people who pay, but people who can spend more free time playing. The higher you went, you can get a full unlock of Short Trooper at 7 stars or something like that. So I do see the drawback of that, but I think there's an upside. You know, it gives you a lot of content to play through during the day. And again, people who spend more time, maybe they should be rewarded more. I don't know, but I think in general, just having a game tournaments, I had a lot of fun. It was different. You fought a variety of teams, and it kind of after you use a team so many times, it forces you to start using the rest of your roster. It's like, all right, you've used Darth for 50 battles in a row. Let's maybe use your Empire, use your CLS or something like that. So that's a game mode that again forces you to use your full entire roster. And the cool thing about Blitz, for the most part, the team you put in, it kind of matches you with another team that kind of is similar to the power level. So you put in an Imperial Trooper team in, it's not necessarily going to match up against a Darth Revan, let's say. It's going to match up against another team that's kind of maybe similar to an Imperial Trooper. So Blitz is a little bit different, where you're not just constantly trying to climb a linear arena type of thing where you kind of pick an opponent. You get to pick a couple of them that matches your power level, and the more time you put into it, the better rewards you get. And even if you only have time for, let's say, 5 battles, there's still really great rewards to redeem. And after, let's say, 20 battles, diminishing return. So if you spend 12 hours playing, you're not going to be that much farther than someone who only could spend maybe 20, 30 minutes playing it.
Right. Yeah, and I'm doing a Blitz battle here so you guys could see what it's like over on Marvel Strike Force. So I think also something that I would highlight on this that I really like about adding a game mode like this is, I think my favorite part of this game lately has been Grand Arena, and specifically streaming Grand Arena. Now, I'm a bit selfish in this. You're a bit selfish in this because we're creators. You know, we want to have stuff to do to create. Grand Arena makes that very easy. But I also think for you as the viewers, I think I've noticed the community of Galaxy of Heroes loves to come together for those streams, those Grand Arena streams, and cheer for you. The problem with those streams right now is we can only do them 3 times a week, right? Because you got 3 Grand Arena battles a week. Hopefully there's a Grand Arena live, and that's pretty much all you can do. If we had Blitz Mode, it enables us to stream so much more, so we can have that maybe an everyday kind of thing instead of once, every few times every week. So I would love to have this game mode come. I think it'd be great.
Oh yeah, it easily should be one of the top game modes that should come, and it's besides entertainment that people get every week, the people learn a lot from your successes, from your mistakes on Grand Arena streams. I think in general, it's just
education.
Like people,
like
I don't want to watch a basketball game. I'd rather watch someone play Galaxy of Heroes. There's a lot of people out there just want to watch nonstop Galaxy of Heroes, and right now it's kind of hard to provide that want for a lot of people.
Number 5 is a new raid. This is probably the most likely to happen on our list, mostly because the devs have said that they're bringing it to the game. But right now, I mean, this game's 4 years old. We only have 3 raids, and we're missing a raid from the sequel trilogy. So I think we need a new raid from the sequel trilogy, maybe from the original trilogy, something with ships. You've mentioned Luke. I think it'd be fun to have a raid that utilizes attacking Palpatine. In the Rise of Skywalker. I think that'd be great. So what do you think about that?
I mean, they said the new raid they're working on will involve ships, and you can kind of narrow. I mean, there's ships used in almost every battle, but there's iconic battles that use ships. And the first one that comes to my mind is a Death Star raid, and there's multiple phases. You obviously have, your. I mean, I think Battlefront. Yeah, and the original Battlefront or Battlefront 2, I can't remember. They have it where there's phases where you have like a ship mission, then you enter the Death Star. I can't remember what the game mode's called. So
I think it was the original Battlefront. It was amazing.
The original Battlefront. Yeah, so something like that. And I just got to say, with the raids, I enjoy going back to like the Sith raid and the AAT raid now, trying to beat my scores. That's really the only PvE content I have in this game to challenge myself. It's like, all right, let's try to master this content because we have a lot of elements now to really tackle these raids. I'm kind of ready for a new raid challenge, and I'm glad they're providing it this year, whatever it might be.
Hopefully it comes soon. Number 6 is vehicles. This is another one they've said that they would bring. Now, when I think about vehicles, I get a little concerned because the last time they brought something like this, how much do we love ships? Right? I mean, even the most hardcore ship players are probably not enthused about ships. So I am hesitant to want vehicles, but I'm hoping if they did it, they would do it in a way that they learned from their mistakes from ships and brought it in a way that it was engaging. I think the number one thing that they're, learning from is they're having crewless ships. And that makes a big difference, I think, in how interested I am in the game mode. Hopefully vehicles would be the same way.
Yeah, they have a lot to learn from ships. I think they learned their mistakes. I kind of forced myself to be more active in ships just because of Grand Arena. I'm working on my Rebel fleet right now. My Rebel fleet's been neglected. It's like, all right, I'm going to finally gear up Biston. I hate the fact I have to, but I'm going to. Horrible farm in the gearing process for him.
Yeah, my Biston, I'll show him right now. Let's see. Did Cups Fan Han gear up his Biston?
I had a gear 7 Akbar until the other day. It's like, fine, I'll gear 12 Akbar finally. Yeah, so it's you kind of forced to at this point, just for Grand Arena. I mean, you can't just have one good fleet and call it a day. You need a variety, or else you're at a disadvantage. And they can maybe
I'm running into that a lot. I've lost
Yeah.
exclusively because of fleet multiple times now. Multiple times.
Yeah, I have 3 fleets now, so I really have
destroy
problems.
their characters, no problems, but I can't beat their fleet. Done.
Yeah,
I lose.
Yep, it's lots on the line.
All right, 7 and 8 are kind of paired together, and these are going to talk about Grand Arena. So we were thinking for 7, an improved version of Grand Arena, give it a little more variety, like some zones of 5v5, some zones of 3v3. I think that's interesting, some improvements to Grand Arena, but what you said I thought was more compelling, and we decided to call it Flash Grand Arena.
Flash Grand Arena.
Tell me about that.
So I have to, Mobile Gamer is the one that kind of talked to me about it, because we all of us content creators, for the most part, just love Grand Arena, just from the streaming perspective of it.
Yeah.
And it would be great to, let's say, even the people who don't stream, they just want to just have more nonstop Grand Arenas. You just join a lobby, you get matched up really quickly with other players, and you guys, play Grand Arena for, I don't know, an hour or 2 or something like that. So it's just something, it's a more repetitive Grand Arena. I would play it for like no rewards either.
Or maybe they cap you out. Like, you can do this.
Cap
you can do this as much as you want, but only the first 3 rounds get you rewards. After that, you're playing for nothing.
It's
so that you can't
the
go
best
crazy.
of both worlds. Gives you repeatable content to play for fun, but it's also not going to penalize you if you can't play 12 hours a day in Galaxy of Heroes. Just having something and cutting off the rewards after so many attempts or battles, that's what we need right now. There's just nothing of that right now to repeat over and over again.
I would constantly do this. Constantly.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I would too as well. And it's, again, it's a learning experience, learning how to battle other teams, and low stakes. If there's no rewards, you don't feel crappy for testing something out and it's not paying off, and you lose the match.
All right, let's talk about numbers 9 and 10.
Yeesh.
Number 9 is good, but number 10 is amazing, so bear with me here. Number 9 is, I really like, so something the devs did a couple years ago is they introduced this heroic battle thing with the Ewoks and fighting the ATST, and then they just kind of ditched it. And so something I would love to see is more of those. Like, why not have a heroic battle all the time? You're battling ATST, you're battling other things, you're battling other beasts, you know, kind of like mini raids, so to speak, that are constantly running.
Personal raids.
And you love the story component of those kind of things, so maybe there's some kind of story mode incorporated into that. I think that's something that they started that they just really dropped, and it's not really doing anything anymore. It's collecting dust.
Yeah, we don't really get that stuff. Like, we used to have, like, the Separatist Might event or whatever. You have Jedi going up against Separatist, and then we have the one where, what's it called? There's the Bounty Hunter one, and then we don't really get that stuff. The
Rebel Training.
Ewok one, of course. Rebel Training of the Ewoks. They really have not added any of that stuff for quite a while. And it's kind of cool because you get 2 to 4 Zetas at the end of the whole entire thing, too, which is nice rewards.
It's better than Grand Arena sometimes.
yeah, right. And many story modes, many personal raids. There's a lot of ways to coin the term, but more individualized PvE stuff that you could just kind of do on a weekly basis or monthly basis. Or a daily basis would be ideal, but I get if it's only a weekly thing.
All right, it's time to get to number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for number 1? Are you ready?
Zoom in.
Arnold, are you ready?
Let's get the zoom in. Yes, zoom in on yourself. Hurry. You got a zoom in effect. Go.
Live PvP!
Oh!
We have been asking for this for a while. Oh.
I always feel like we get every excuse under the sun why we don't have live PvP. It is a thing in so many other games.
It's the competitive component of this game is what gets people up. Like, that's why people love Grand Arena so much. That's why we love it so much. And I think the biggest thing to me that is lacking from that perspective is you and me can't simply say, hey, let's fight. Let's fight. Let's do it. You and me.
Let's put it on the field. Let's do it. Come on.
Let's do it.
Put the gloves on.
Let's go. And think about how many people, like, that's you and me. We would love to do that. You and Mobile Gamer love to do that.
Oh,
actually, I would love to fight,
man.
You would destroy me.
I would love to have like a private match or whatever.
Everyone's got friends. You got guildmates. You got my brother plays this game. Like, there's so much competitive juice in there that could be utilized from a live PvP where you can pick your opponents or just matchmake with anyone.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Not exactly completely identical to this game, but there's nonstop live PvP. Every 3 months, they have what's called a season, and you do as many PvP battles as you can. There's no crystal gate or anything. You can just keep playing over and over again, and you climb up a leaderboard. And at the end of the 3-month season, they take like the top, 20 people or something, fly them out to the headquarters, and they have like those people compete for number 1 live. It's like, man, that'd be so cool. Maybe that's a bit more grand, but just being able to play other people matchmaking wise, or just having your own private lobbies. Like, I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, man, the community there, all the content creators, they have like these awesome little Patreon subscriber things where they host their private tournaments and have their subscribers play against each other. And sometimes do $100 rewards. There's a lot of potential, and man, this game is missing out on that. And I'm not buying any more excuses why we can't have a live PvP in Galaxy of Heroes anymore.
So our new shirt is going to be we love Sandbox Mode and live PvP. It'll just be like our whole list.
There you go, our whole list of stuff that we want. I think a lot of this could happen. I don't know what happened in 2019 with the content production, but in 2020, I'm hoping the notch is going to get dialed up a lot. Let's get at least 2-3 new things and not just the regurgitated territory battles. That's let's hope it's gonna be a good year.
I noticed territory battles was left off this list. I think live PvP is probably what I want the most. The current version of Arena that we've got is just kind of outdated and stale. A lot of these. So if you could pick the whole list, Arnold, tell me, out of everything on this list, what would be the number 1 thing? You could only bring one of them. What do you bring?
100% live PvP. I wish we had that. It just opens up so many possibilities for the game, for our communities. I would love to host private live PvP tournaments in my community, and we just don't have any capabilities of doing that right now.
All right. Well, Arnold, thanks for joining me for the video. If you guys like this video, give it a like. And if you are a member
Smash
of the
dab.
Grand Admiral's Kyber Club, give it a like.
There you go. And if you're a
check
hater,
out
get
our
out of here.
streams. Yeah, if you're a hater, then why are you here? Why'd you stay till the end? All right, now here's a part of the video where I ask Arnold, can you be quiet during my outro?
I'll try my best.
Is he going to be quiet during my outro? We'll see. Okay. Shh.
Smash like,
Everyone,
I'll stay
shh.
quiet.
And everyone, don't forget.
Ah, Savannah!
Mess.